how are you doing? Thank you for joining me on this very rainy autumnal day. It might not be rainy where you are, but right now outside it's rainy, it's dark, it's gloomy, and I am loving it. If you are new here, hello, my name is Annie. If you have been here before, you might remember a few videos ago, I was talking about how I wanted to challenge myself a little bit to only buy secondhand clothes. I am a little bit sick of how expensive alternative gothy witchy clothes are. I've always sort of had this mindset that the clothes that I like are out of my reach because they have such a high price tag. But recently I've decided to challenge myself a bit more and try and find similar, or if not the same items, but secondhand and a lot cheaper. So these past couple of weeks I have been doing some Vinted shopping. Vinted is something that I have loved for years and years. It's not a new discovery for me. It's something I've used quite a lot. But I have decided that Vinted and the local charity shops are going to be my sole destination for new clothes, new shoes, new accessories, those sort of things. Now this is going to be hard for me because I am quite materialistic. I'm going to hold my hands up and say that for as long as I can remember, I have always wanted new things. You will have seen in my previous videos, I've spent a lot of money on new Halloween things, and I am a little bit sick of it. I'm sick of spending money on things that I like for a short period of time and then get bored of. I move on to a new trend, I move on to a new style, and I've wasted all that money. Whereas now I feel like I finally found my style. I found what I like. I know what kind of things I like, but the price tag is putting me off. So I'm going to try and find similar things on Vinted, similar things secondhand, with the exception of like underwear, tights, those sorts of things. So enough of my preaching. I'm going to show you the items that I have recently got from Vinted. They're all sort of alternative themed. They're not necessarily like your big alternative brands. There's no like Killstar or Disturbia or whatever. These are all like high street brands, but things that I feel I can make alternative in my own little way, which saves a lot of money. For example, I've not got one here, but I saw a lace dress that I really liked on Vinted. I clicked on it. I think it was either £35 or £45 because it was Killstar. And realistically, all it was a black lace dress. There weren't spider webs. There was nothing that set it apart from other lace dresses other than the brand. So I then went and looked for similar lace dresses from places like New Look or Asda that were just very similar lace dresses, but for like £2 instead of 45. So for me, it's about finding the vibe rather than finding a brand. Anyway, enough rambling. Let me just show you what I got. Let me show you what I got. Please don't start singing CBeebies, Annie. Nobody is here for that. So the first thing is a pair of jeans that I got for £1.50. A £1.50 pair of jeans, that is a bargain. So these are black skinny jeans. They are from New Look, but they have ripped knees. So they're like nothing exciting. They're just a pair of ripped skinny black jeans, but for £1.50. And one of the nicest things is you can tell that the seller has washed these before sending them out because they smell divine. But yeah, £1.50 for a pair of ripped skinny jeans, I think that's amazing. So the next thing is this bodysuit. This is from Primark. It's in a size 16 and it's just got this silver zip up front and then it's just black and white stripes. Obviously this isn't inherently alternative, but it depends on how you dress it up. Do you know what I mean? Like you can make it alternative. On its own, it doesn't have to be, but with the right accessories and the right pairings, that's what makes it alternative. That's what gives it the vibe. So I think with these skinny jeans, a denim jacket or a leather jacket, some nice chunky necklaces, pair of spooky earrings, bold eyeliner, chunky boots, maybe Vans, Converse, whichever one's your vibe. This cost me £1. Then speaking of spooky jewellery, I got these earrings. So these are pentagrams. I really like these. I would only buy jewellery off Vinted that is like new in the packaging. You can still see it's got all of its stuff. I'm not comfortable personally wearing used earrings. That's just me though. Obviously do what makes you happy, but for me it just makes me squirm a little bit. But these earrings were £1. For me, they sort of spice up outfits that are a little bit more plain. I've always thought that I was a bit of a secret emo kid. I thought as an adult it wasn't obvious. I was speaking to my colleagues a couple of weeks ago and we were talking about like holidays or trips that were going on, and I said, oh, I'm going to Whitby, and they were like, oh yeah, I bet you're going to Goth Weekend. And I was like, how did you know? And a few days ago, I can't remember who we were talking to. I was talking to someone else. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to Whitby. And they were like, oh yeah, for Goth Weekend. I was like, is it that obvious? I always thought I was like a secret under the radar alternative kid. I thought nobody knew. My partner was like, you only wear black, you wear massive like eyeliner, the music you listen to, you just do, you give off emo kid vibes. I didn't know that I did. But I think earrings and necklaces can be a dead giveaway. And I know there's a bit of a trend at the moment, which is like corporate goth, and it's how to make your work outfits a little bit more alternative. And some of them I look at and think I wouldn't dare wear that to work, it's still a bit much. But I think earrings and necklaces can make an outfit like immediately spooky. So even just like a plain black dress, black tights, maybe some chunky boots, as long as you've got the eyeliner, some earrings, and maybe a couple of necklaces, immediate alternative vibes, without having to spend too much money, without having to spend £75 on a dress, without having to go all out. You just need those couple accessories. Black nails, I'm saying that like I've got black nails, they're currently purple. But you know what I mean? It's just those little things that spice up your outfit. I'm really like pulled towards necklaces and earrings at the moment. Also, I used to apologise a lot in my previous videos for how much I move my hands. I'm going to stop apologising for that now. I am a hand mover. I am who I am. Oh, this actually is perfect for what I was just talking about. So this is literally a plain black dress from Boohoo. It's got the button up here and then it's just like a skater dress skirt, completely plain, nothing going on, short sleeves. But I think big eyeliner, earrings, automatically alternative girl vibes. I think this would be perfect for work. Maybe a spookier cardigan with a big collar, or even something with like bats on it or skulls I could wear in the office. I do work in court, so probably couldn't wear it to someone's hearing, but I could wear it in the office when there's no one around, and boom, spooky vibes. And then on the same vibe, because I think this makes the outfit. So to go with that dress, I then bought some creepers. I have not worn a pair of creepers since I was in school. My school shoes were a pair of creepers and I loved them. When did creepers stop becoming a thing? When did I stop wearing them? I love them. So obviously these are secondhand. Everything in this video is less than a £5, so they are not in the bestest condition. Like you can see here, there's some fraying. They are a bit dirty. They are clearly worn and well loved. There's mud here, but give these a bit of a clean. I think they're perfectly acceptable. These were £4. If you are someone who would prefer like brand new, there were loads and loads of brand new that were less than say 20 quid. So have a look, you will find some, but I want cheap as possible and still wearable. And I think no one's actually gonna notice that little bit of fray and fluff. And with a bit of a clean up, get the mud off, I think these are perfectly acceptable. But obviously it's about what you want and what you're more comfortable with. I prefer not to spend more than £5 for secondhand things, but we're all different, we're all on different budgets, so whatever you want to do, you do. But these, pair of black creepers, I'm dropping them, plain black dress, I think that's a spooky outfit. Less than a tenner. This dress was £1, these shoes were £4, earrings were £1, less than a tenner for an alternative cozy work outfit. I'm proper chuffed with that. Another thing that I wanted to sort of pull all these outfits together and add another element of alternative was a black denim jacket. There were loads. Some of them were at prices that I just wouldn't pay, like 15 quid. Some people might be like, 15 quid for a denim jacket, let's go. For me, I didn't want to pay £15 for a denim jacket. I did find one for, let me check, £3. So this is a £3 black denim jacket. This is fur lined. Obviously with it coming up to autumn and winter, I thought this would be good to and from the office, just wearing on a walk. I really like it, and for £3 you can't knock it, but I don't think this one suits me. I'll just show you. It's a little bit tight. It is a size 16. It is a bit tight on me. I just think the shoulders look a bit too square. I feel a little bit Cyberman. Like, I feel very square. I don't know if that's because it doesn't fit me. I just feel a bit padded here. I don't know, I feel very square. I don't feel comfortable in it with my squareness. So I have actually passed this on to my partner because she tried it on and she did like it. She liked how she looked. It suited her a lot more. For me, I feel like a Cyberman. But for £3, I'm not complaining. I am on the lookout for another denim jacket, but I feel like I do need to be a bit more picky now that I've realised some of them give me square shoulders. And I want something that's going to be a little bit more, what's the word? Cozy. That's going to cozy me up in the autumn. Another item that I love, another feature that I love on Vinted is that you can buy multiple items from one seller in a bundle, and often you can get discounts on the bundle. Sometimes the seller will set automatic bundles, so for example on my Vinted it's 10% off every bundle. You can also put offers in, so you could say like, hey, can I have these 3 things for a £5, or you know, whatever, but you can buy multiple items and save on postage. So I noticed this seller had quite a few like scrunchies and hair bubbles. So I picked up a few, and then they also had a face mask that I liked. So I grabbed that too. I thought, I'll throw it in there. It's all under the same postage. Why not? I do actually think this is a small business that just happened to sell some of their items on... Sorry, I just looked at my cat. He was looking at me. I think they're a small business and some of their items they listed on their Vinted. So I will link the small business down below in case you're interested in checking them out. Might also list their Vinted down below if I can find it again. I picked up this scrunchie that has little ghosts on and then this bow. So it sort of like cascades down when you've got your scrunchie in. I haven't worn it yet, as you can see. But it's just little ghosts. I thought this is another nice way to automatically spice up an outfit. Like if you think plain black dress, black denim jacket, creepers, earrings, bow. Like just, it's simple. We don't have to go over the top. Whole bundle was £4.50 and I got 4 scrunchies and a face mask. So you do the math. Did I just say math? Or I've been watching too much American YouTube. I have, you know, I've been looking at all of the American Halloween hauls lately because I am obsessed with the Michaels range. I have made it my new personality. I am obsessed. I've been trying to figure out how to recreate some of their items for personal use because I can't get them over there. Honestly, I've been going mad. So I think I must have watched about 15, what is in my hair packaging? I watched about 15 Michaels hauls the other day just to see all the items and get excited. It's quite sad, really. I then bought this scrunchie, which is dark purple, skulls and spiderwebs. This one, which I have worn, which is white with bats. And then this like satin one, which is like a really, really pale pinky mauvey colour with pumpkins. It's got loads of stuff on. It's got pumpkins, bats, spiders, witches' hats, spiderwebs. It's loads. But these were the ones that I just thought were most wearable for every day without being like really in your face. They also had this Superdrug water mask, which I just thought, well, I want to try that. So I added it on. That's the great thing about Vinted, because I wouldn't have bought that on its own, because with postage it would have cost like £4, £5, and I'm not going to spend that. But when you're buying multiple items, it makes it so worthwhile. It's great. Oh, spoilers. Still spoilers. So the first thing I bought actually was this It t-shirt. It just says It the movie. It's really, really plain. As soon as I bought this, I had so many outfit ideas and then had to be like, no, I can't buy it all. But I thought this, just with a pair of black skinny jeans or even black leggings, with a pair of chunky boots, a red scrunchie, like have my hair tied up how it is, maybe like down, with a red scrunchie. I can't even remember what else I had, but I had like an entire outfit plan with like chunky necklaces, a belt. I went crazy. Red lipstick, just all based on this one t-shirt. Really simple, cost me £1. A staple for any spooky wardrobe. Then this t-shirt that I bought, and I'm already questioning it because it's pink and I don't really wear pink, but I really liked the pattern. It says, if you've got it, haunt it, and it's little ghosts. It's very big. I do like things that are oversized on me. It could just become my next like hair dye t-shirt because I'm planning on dyeing my hair a few times in the next few months. Might film it, don't know. So it could just be like a wearing around the house because I don't really wear pink and I don't think it suits me, but I really wanted it because it said if you've got it, haunt it, and that's a vibe. But this again was only £1. The next thing I'm just going to throw into this haul, but it wasn't actually from Vinted, it was from a local charity shop, and it's this shirt dressy thing. So I can't tell if it's actually a dress or if it's a top, but I wore it with black leggings, so it was kind of like both. It ties, so it's like a high neck, black and red. Oh my god, I've worn it and it's been washed. So it's got long sleeves, and then it's kind of like a skater style dress top, if you can see that, and then it ties at the back. I just really liked it. It was a £5, but I just thought I would show you that while I had it. Then this is probably one of the things I'm most excited about, but I've not worn it yet. This is a new look dress. So it's this checkerboard pattern, again, a skater dress. I do quite like skater dresses on my figure. It's flattering on plus size, but it is more of a summer dress. So I'm thinking I could wear like a black top underneath it. Even something like this would look really nice. But I really liked the checkerboard pattern. I just think it gives alternative vibes, even if that's not what it's intended for in its new look, which isn't a stereotypical alternative shop. I think it really works. These sort of like traily bow type things on the shoulders, I think just makes it look really cute. I'm really excited to try this. It's not stretchy, which does scare me a little, and it's quite tight. And obviously I'm quite big on the busts, so hopefully I will squeeze them in that tiny little space. But if not, it's not the end of the world. I'm on a weight loss journey. I might get into it next summer. And the best thing about this item is it's new with tags. So I paid £4 for this dress and knew it was 24 quid. 23.99, new with tags, clearly never been worn. 4 quid for a £24 dress. Saved 20 quid on this dress. I don't believe in buying things just because it's cheaper than you would buy full price. You have to actually like the item. Sometimes I do have to be mindful of, am I getting it because I like it, or am I getting it because of the brand? But everything in this haul is less than a £5. We're down to the last few items now. Okay, so I didn't buy this top for the alternative vibes. I actually bought this top for a really weird reason. I used to have this top when I was younger, and then when me and my ex-partner broke up, I left a lot of my clothes behind and had to basically start my wardrobe afresh. So a lot of clothes that I owned were left behind, and I really liked this dress when I had it. It won't fit me now, but I'm really hoping come Christmas this will fit me, and it will be a really nice Christmas party dress for work, for Slimming World, for all of those things. So it's literally a shirt dress, and then it sort of comes in like that. The buttons are halfway up. It's really pretty. It's really flattering. I loved this when I had it. Like I said, it's a size 14. I won't get in it now. There is no way my chesticles are gonna fit in that tiny little space right now. But hopefully, like I said, come Christmas. And although, again, it doesn't can't say it. It doesn't immediately scream like alternative, but I think with a pair of those like leather look leggings, which I wouldn't wear, I don't think they'd look nice on me, but for someone else, with a pair of leather look leggings, some like really high chunky boots, I think, and a leather jacket, that would look really cute. But it was £1.50 and I couldn't say no. This next thing excites me so much. So imagine all of those items dressed up the way that I said, paired with this little bag. Which way does it go? So it says Tales from the Haunted Library, which, as I'm a massive book nerd, I read a lot. I think this is perfect. It's obviously like a really gothic sort of cathedral vibe. I love this. It is a book bag. It's meant to be the perfect book shape, but obviously phone, keys, wallet, lipstick, whatever else, it's the perfect size. It comes with the strap to obviously make it a shoulder bag. I love this. So this was my most expensive item, coming in at a whopping £5. I've never seen this item before until the other day when I was actually scrolling through an alternative-y style website, and I saw this bag, and I'm pretty sure they were selling it for about like 25 quid, and I was like, oh my god, bargain. I bought this for a £5. Great quality, no marks, absolutely like perfect quality. Didn't even know it had like a little zippy bit inside. A £5. And again, match this with any of those plain outfits, automatically you get those spooky vibes. Earrings, bag, chunky boot, creepers, screams alternative. You don't have to spend all that money. We're down to the last item, and my partner's just pulled up. So this last item is a pair of trousers. So it's sort of that paper bag waist with a tie, and then they're not like tight, but they're not like flared, in this gorgeous dark, it seems lighter than it is on camera, but it is actually a lot darker. What if I turn the light off? That's a bit better. Like, you can see that it's a lot darker without my light on. I think these are great for work or casual. Pair this with like a black band tee, slightly oversized, tucked in slightly, pulled out. Pair of creepers, pair of chunky boot, pair of Converse, pair of Vans, whatever your taste. With a spooky bag, spooky earrings. I love it. Like, they're just so simple. It doesn't have to be. And she's home. Hello. Hi. So these are from New Look. Again, just a normal high street brand, but I just think they're really, really nice. For a size 16, they're not a stretchy waist, so I don't know if I will fit in them, but I can try. So that was everything that I picked up from Vinted. There was quite a lot. I didn't realise how many things that I picked up, but everything was less than a £5, which, I don't know, that excites me. I'm one of those people that the cheaper the thing, the more exciting it is. I'm one of those people that when people are like, oh, I really like your dress, I'm like, thanks, it was 50p, which might be a bit weird, but it brings me joy. So they were the things that I got. I will leave my Vinted linked down below. I do list quite a few things quite often, a lot of jewellery or items I get in subscription boxes that I don't like, I'll list on there. And obviously, like I said, I'm losing weight, so I'll list a lot of the clothes that I don't fit in anymore. If I sound really awkward, it's because my partner's in the other room and I feel really awkward talking out loud. Emily, I feel awkward.
I'm sorry, I'll leave.
No, it's fine. I'm almost done. I can do this. I'm a strong, independent woman. I can talk to myself in front of my partner.
Go on. You can do it.
I can do it. I will leave that small business linked down below if I can find them, but I'll at least leave the name if I can't, so you can go and have a look yourself. So yeah, that is everything. Thank you so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked this video and comment something down below. I love to chat, even if it's not about like Vinted or anything that I've spoken about in this video. Talk to me down below. Tell me your favourite film. Tell me what you did this week. Tell me your cat's name. I don't know. Let's just chat. And please subscribe if you'd like to see any of my future videos. I post twice a week at least. Some weeks slightly more. So yeah, subscribe to see any of my future videos. And I'm going to stop rambling and try and find a place for all of these things. Bye.